Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Football Talk Reactions. Today I will be reacting to EA reveals first Madden 26 update. Ooh, okay. So this should be I was about to say an interesting one, but it's not gonna be the major update. Are the first ones major? They're normally like things that were probably miss, like not miss, but like the little things, or like adding little uniforms or little details in uniforms, or maybe the walkouts of some teams for the presentation, like stuff like that. Because this one is not a long video from Eric Rayweather. Shout out to him. Original will be linked in the description down below. So yeah, I'm interested to see what's in this. Oh, obviously probably some overalls might be changed, some ratings. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's jump right into this. Let's go.
EA Sports just revealed the first official update for Madden 26, and there's a lot of important fixes that are being added here. Now, this first
Oh,
update for Madden 26 is kind of similar to how they rolled out the updates for College Football 26, meaning that it isn't a super massive update, but it does have a decent amount of important fixes for both gameplay and every game mode. But we know that usually about a month after the game is out, we get that first really big massive update that not only fixes other stuff, but it usually adds content to the game as well. We saw the same thing with College. The first update was a little smaller, and then about a month after release, we've got that super big update, which was one of the biggest
massive.
EA had ever done. So we're going to go over this update and everything that's changing, but keep in
By the
mind,
way, if you have
we
not
are
checked
no
out,
tier,
that's on
so
my channel
days that
also,
we
the
can
reaction
probably
to it.
expect the really big update where they're going to probably add a lot more stuff to the game that just wasn't ready for launch. And it says here in the patch notes, this initial update primarily focuses on stability updates with various zone coverage improvements. Don't worry though, there's plenty more updates coming down the pipeline, so pretty much exactly like I just said. So let's start with gameplay. They did a lot of stuff here with coverage, which definitely needed a bit of a buff in some areas. And starting out here, it says they increased the catch knockout chance on midair collisions in situations where there are additional defenders. This fix addressed receivers coming down with too many aggressive catches with multiple defenders around. This fix is for simulation game style only, which I find interesting. This only
Oh,
affects situations
okay.
where a collision takes place between the
Only
receiver and the
simulation
defender.
game
So in
style?
any
Okay.
situation where defenders are unable to interact with the receiver at the catch point will remain unchanged. Now, I find this interesting because they said they only fix this on sim style and not competitive style. I wonder if this is actually a typo, because to me, this seems like something that would be more of an issue on competitive game style, which would be online head to head. That's where people typically complain about aggressive catches, whereas simulation crowd usually is okay with aggressive catches, even if it is with multiple players around. They like receivers going up and just kind of head topping people. So I wonder if this is just actually a typo and they meant competitive style, but just interesting that they noted it that way, because
Yeah,
there are definitely a
very
lot of aggressive
interesting.
catches with multiple people in coverage. This doesn't mean one-on-one. This means if there's 2, 3, 4 guys around you, it should be a lot harder for the receiver to come down with that ball, and it definitely happens at a higher rate than it should be. Cover 2 Tampa. The middle defender now gets
God.
deeper, maintaining better leverage position against deep threats, especially versus 3-by-1 formations. That's a fix they also did for college football, so it makes sense that they did that here. It looks like kind of the same for a lot of these coverage changes, which cover 2 hard flats, they did the same thing. They addressed an issue with hard flats where defenders were dropping too deep and too far inside before reacting to flat routes. Defenders now drop more accurately with zone responsibilities, improving coverage consistently in the shallow flats. Again, they did this for college as well, so it looks like they carried over a lot of these fixes to the Madden game. For Cover 3 match, they made logic improvements for defenders when reacting to slot receivers, attempting to out-leverage the defense on deep routes. This includes Buzz Mabel and Zone Blitz 3 play calls. Cover 6 and Cover 4 palms, they fixed an issue where outside quarters cornerbacks in Cover 6 and Cover 4 palms were oftentimes losing the press, giving up easy touchdowns. We adjusted the cornerback's alignment so that they will no longer attempt to press the receiver. Zone coverage defenders now drop back quicker when shading coverage over top. That's also a really good fix there. They fixed a post-play animation defect where a defender would do read steps when standing in place after the whistle, and they addressed a visual issue around the previous play graphic, obscuring the offensive play call formation. That was definitely a very annoying bug for Madden, so I'm glad they got that fixed. And here's something else
I never
interesting that
heard
they did.
about
They
that
added
bug.
a completely customized playbook in partnership with Kurt Benkert called Benkert's Dimes. You can find it in Play Now when
Ooh.
selecting your playbook. Now, we did
We have a custom playbook update. Okay. Wait. I think I'll be watching his videos. He was like the former NFL kicker for the Green Bay Packers, right? Or am I tripping? Or is that somebody else? I believe this is him. I could be wrong though. Could be totally wrong. But that's what's up. Nah, that's got a new playbook, ladies and gentlemen. Might gotta check that one out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Did announce this yesterday when he did his stream that he did have a special playbook coming to Madden. So we'll have to see. I don't know if it's
Ooh,
new
okay.
plays or anything like that. We'll have to check it out when the update goes live. Maybe it's just a collection of plays that he likes to use. But from the perspective of a guy that played in the NFL and played at a high level in college, be pretty interesting to see how he would put a playbook together. So I'm
Definitely.
kind of interested to dive into that. Now we're going to
I
continue
would
on with
love to see
franchise mode,
people
superstar mode, presentation, and more.
play
But
with
really
that.
quickly, here's a word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Raycon. Now, those of you that have been around my channel for a while, you already know that I rock with Raycon. But let me tell you about something new they have. They're with you.
Shout out to
Moving on
Raycon.
to franchise mode here. So this first one's
Ooh, franchise mode. Let's go.
UI transition surrounding the player card, reducing the transition time it takes to get into the player card. The current fix only addresses
Love
going
it.
into the player card. Our resolution for exiting out of the player card back to the franchise main menu will be in our next title update. So if you've played franchise, you know anytime you try to load in and out of player cards, it just takes entirely too long and it slows down the
Way
entire
too
process.
long.
So glad to know they're working on this. So it sounds like it's half fixed for now until the next title update, which like I said, probably be in 10 days to 2 weeks. They resolved an issue allowing commissioners to send multiple league invites simultaneously. They addressed an issue that prevented edge players from adding pass rushing traits. That was another big bug that a lot of people had pointed out. And they addressed an issue during the draft where the draft board was improperly transparent, showing through to the background. That was another really annoying bug that a lot of people have pointed out. So they got some of that stuff cleaned up
Damn.
really
I'm glad
quickly.
that's
And with
fixed.
the next update, I'm sure there's going to be some more
Especially
stuff
for
that
people that are
they're
really,
as
really
well.
deep into
They also
franchise
noted
mode.
some other issues that they're aware of and working on for a fix in a future title update. The class import process incorrectly modifying player body types, specifically offensive linemen, players on IR unable to be peeled off the IR list, and nose tackle archetypes displaying a different overall in the front end. So a lot of times nose tackles for some reason are displaying 99 overall. I don't think they're actually 99, but it's just displaying incorrectly.
Wow.
Fixed up. For superstar mode,
Imagine.
the fumble rate chance has been decreased in snow games. I've definitely heard a lot of people say that
Ooh, okay.
fun in superstar mode.
Now, with the snow games, obviously I've definitely heard a lot about people fumbling too quickly. Like as soon as somebody hits you, it could be a fumble. If you not quarterback sliding in the snow, first and foremost, that's on you. Okay. Second of all, you better. Okay. Well, now they're adjusting it so maybe you have more chance of try to run over somebody. But I'm gonna tell you guys this: if you're playing a quarterback in superstar mode and you're in the snow, you better slide. Cause just a little love tap, fumble. I've seen it. I've seen plenty of times, man. You have to slide. You or get out of bounds or find a way to get out of bounds quickly. Okay? Please.
The snow, so that's going to be fixed. They fixed an issue where players would play the wrong position. That is another big issue I've seen a lot in superstar mode. Seen it in franchise as well, although I think in franchise a lot of that can be tied to the progressive fatigue, so you kind of have to play around with that, and that can fix that. But in superstar mode, I think it was a bigger issue there. They also fixed a rare issue where players' knees would be invisible during the NFL Combine. I think we've
Oh,
all seen that one. That was
wow.
pretty crazy. And they made several
I've not
stability
seen that.
fixes. There's also some presentation changes. They added 3 international
Oh.
stadiums to play now franchise and Super.
Oh, we got international stadium. Oh. Oh, look at this. We got new stadiums. And they look, oh my goodness, they look good. This is the international stadiums, ladies and gentlemen. And look at this right here. Oh my, got the Commanders, Dolphins, NFL logo, the shield. Nah, I love this right here. Where is this? Oh, okay.
They added a stadium in Madrid, Spain, and they added a stadium in Dublin, Ireland. So those are now.
Oh, I want to see the Dublin Island one.
In terms of face scans, equipment, and things like that, I don't think we're getting any of that in this update because this was kind of already put in probably around the time that the game launched, and it's just now ready to go live. But like I said, that first really big update for the game is when you're going to see all that extra stuff added, so we should be getting that one pretty soon. Now, there are also some important Ultimate Team fixes that I'm going to pop up on the screen. I know that a lot of my fans don't play Ultimate Team, but one of the
Yeah,
big
I'm not
ones that they
Ultimate
did
Team
fix is you
guy,
can play
so
a
you
friend
guys
where
that do
it would
play it, you're gonna
reset your
have to let me
passing
know if,
settings. So
what
they
you
have
think about
now
this.
fixed that, which is really mostly big for the people that play competitively in the tournaments and stuff like that, because you have to do play a friend games in those scenarios. And for whatever reason, the home team, their passing settings would just reset to default, which is not how most people like to play. So that was a really big issue. And they do have the second half of the first big tournament coming up in a few days, so it's good that they got that fixed before the tournament continued on. Although it really should have been fixed before the tournament even started, to be honest with you, but that should be fixed now. Now, in case you didn't know it, there are some very important settings that you need to make sure that you're turning on.
Alrighty then, like I said, this one's not going to be a big update, obviously, because the first ones aren't normally a big, like the big updates. The big update will be coming out, like he said, in probably about like a week or two. So yeah, but the stadium, the new stadiums, at least the one that was shown, nah, that looks fire. I want to see the Dublin Ireland one though. So might have to go on their website and check it out and stuff like that. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this reaction. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.